Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Powerhouse Paranormal
Topics with the umpires
of the unexplained Sheena Metal.
That's right. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. For more info on the show, hauntedplayground.com, latalkradio.com. Don't forget to email me and let me know what you think of the show. Thrilled to be here on LA Talk Radio and live on Facebook. Hello, Facebook Live. It's Psychic Tuesday. And you know what that means. That means free readings, free healings, free spiritual counseling, whatever you need. We're here because you know what it is. It's Lightworkers Unite. And you can find us at welightworkersunite.com for past broadcasts that we've done with all of my fantastic gaggle of lightworkers that I'm assembling and hoarding. I'm becoming a lightworker coveter. I'm not sure what I'm doing with them yet, but it's going to be something miraculously beautiful. And it's just beyond my fingertips what we're all going to do, except all work together and do fantastic projects and workshops and fun stuff like that. Haunted Playground is where you can find the show. LA Talk Radio is where you can find the show. I'm Sheena Metal. I'm at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com, and I am raising your vibration.com, and I'm also the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity that's at IamRaisingTheVibration.com and at raisingthevibration.org, which is our new nonprofit hub. The site is up. Go check it out. We're building every day. The wonderful Angelica Perman is here with me, one of my favorite light workers. Hello, my friend.
Oh,
it's great to have you here. If you want a reading, a healing, some counseling, whatever you want on the air, we're here. This is how you do it. You send me a text message. Yes, this is my actual cell phone, and I give my number out on the air because I'm crazy. 818-437-0886. I'm like Angelica, one of those crazy car salesmen. I'm like, I'm going to give you my cell number, and I'm not going to stop taking your calls until every psychic is healing and read and counseled, and everybody gets something.
I guarantee
you get a psychic reading, and you get a psychic reading, and you get a psychic reading. How are you, my friend? It's great to have you here. I notice you have all the essentials: tarot, stones, and candy.
Yeah, it's candy, crystals, and cards today.
It's like an offering for Buddha.
Oh, good.
It's like your own little shrine here.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my little hematite.
Come to the microphone. Come to the microphone, my friend.
Well, it's interesting because the chair is kind of, how's
yeah,
that?
That's fine. You're good.
Kind of wanted to lay back here. Yeah, how am I doing? I'm here.
Okay.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. You know about that, like the thing with the thing and the energy and the Mars conjunct Neptune.
Oh,
and
my God.
There's crazy happening.
Yeah.
The solar flary thing. Has everybody, I've been sending this out to all my clients. Should I read it on the air?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, it's this meme have I sent it to you? I'll send you one.
Okay.
I'm going to send you one right now. So as we send it to Angelica, if you want to get on the air with us, just text me 818-437-0886, and soon I will be putting the link around everywhere for, there you go. I'll be putting the link around everywhere for.
Okay, well, my phone's charging.
So no, I just sent it to you just so you had it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so this is it. It's a rare cosmic event.
Ooh.
Last night, an interplanetary shockwave hit Earth's magnetic field. This supersonic disturbance is causing energy to intensify and solar wind quadrupling in intensity. Our planet will be traveling through the wake of this wave over the next few days through increasing solar wind speed, raising up to 1 million miles per hour. As we pass through the space storm, you may notice you feel restless, fatigued, anxious, disoriented, with aches, ears ringing, and vivid dreams, nightmares, as a major energetic soul shift occurs. Pretty much sums it up, right?
Yeah, check.
Yeah. And what's not on this meme is P.S. and people are effing crazy. People are crazy.
Oh, God. Yeah, totally.
I have had the most insane things happen. I've had clients yell at me for no reason.
Wow.
I've had clients spend their entire time, their entire session, just screaming at me, not even screaming at me, just screaming about things that, cannot be controlled. And it's not benefiting you to scream all the way through the session about it. But I just feel like this is a time where energetically people are really feeling like they're not being heard and they're not being seen. So, sometimes if there's like a party going on and, the mommies and the daddies and the mommies and the mommies and the daddies are all hanging out talking, and nobody's paying attention to the kid, and they keep coming in trying to interrupt, and it's like, yeah, go away, kid, you bother me.
Right.
Eventually the kid will just stand in place and start screaming to get attention. That's what adults are doing right now. Notice me.
Well,
I'm here. What about me?
There was a big hootenanny with Mercury. So there's been some crazy Mercury things going on. And so, yeah, that makes a lot of
That
sense.
high maintenance Mercury.
And now that, it's in Gemini and this new moon. Okay, so last night I went to the most amazing and intense ceremony. It was a few blocks from my house.
Nice.
And
In the boo.
Oh, yeah. Breath work and some medicine and lots of praying and
beautiful.
sound healing.
It's wonderful.
But it was intense.
Yes. That's how it's been.
OMG.
Yeah.
And I could really feel kind of like the cosmic cry. I could feel humanity last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of in that still. I'm still in that space.
It's a great time for us to be
woman
helping people.
that a lot of healers were there receiving last night. Because it's real important. If you're out there serving, you have to take care of yourself, especially now. Put on your space suit.
Yeah.
Get your little oxygen mask and all your crystals and tape them to your body and take care of yourself, man, because it's a bumpy ride right now.
Yeah. Douche with some Nag Champa.
You didn't.
I did last night. So last night we did 4 hours here on the air for my Sheena Metal experience, my Raising the Vibration show. I had Carolyn Hennessy on the first show and my best friend L.A. Weiss on the second. And we did 4 hours on how do you deal with narcissism in your life. And Carolyn is a hoodoo practitioner, and
Hoodoo.
she makes hoodoo, and she makes oils,
Oh, okay.
charged oils
Nice.
for purpose. I put some of her Queen's Health on my knees, and it's really helped. So she's making this new one called the Queen's Protection, because her company is the Queen's Curio. And she's like, oh, and I have this new thing called the Queen's Protection, or I think it's the Queen's Guard for protection. I said, okay, can you make it in a douche for me? Does it come in suppository form? Because, when battling narcissistic people, I'm sorry, but you need a protection douche. I oftentimes, when I have to deal with a lot of narcissists, I just put a hematite and a smoky quartz up my butt and it helps.
Hey, you know what? That's a great idea.
Exactly. Some people like anal beads. I like hematite beads.
That keeps you real grounded.
Again, it's 818-437-0886 if you want to get on the air with us. I'm putting the link around. We're going to get Dee Dee on the phone.
Oh.
And while we get Dee Dee on the phone, then I'm going to put the link around more. So the link is coming. Everyone's asking, where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link? All I can tell you is the link is coming, everybody. Never fear. Would I keep the link from you? Of course not. The link is coming. So we're going to get Dee Dee on. And then, honestly, this is how it works. You want some spiritual counseling, a little healing, a little reading. This is what we're here for. And so I'm doing these call-in shows now that are not really Lightworkers Unite. I'm not doing readings. I'm just picking a topic and opening it up for folks to call in. I think this is my Monday thing now.
Oh, I like
for
that
people
Monday
to call
thing.
in and talk about a topic. So we've done things from how do you raise your vibration to, how are you overcoming negativity in your life to how do you deal with narcissism? Because, people need to talk. And sometimes sometimes we learn from watching someone get a reading like we're going to do today. But sometimes we learn from everybody's in the chat room, right? And we're here and people are learning from listening to what other people are going through to realize that, my mission as the founder of raisingthevibration.org is for everyone to understand that we're having the same experience. We're all basically having the same experience, just with little bits of differences. Because I think we think of ourselves and our journeys as being so separate, and it's not separate, it's the same. Everybody is worried about love. Everybody has problems with dealing with people. Everybody has worries about money, about career, about purpose. Am I serving the universe correctly? I mean, these are things that we all worry about. So we're basically all having the exact same experience. So just in a little different way. All right. I know Dee Dee's like, I thought you were going to call me. Why aren't you shutting up, Sheena, and calling me? What's going on with this? Okay, here we go. So I love these shows so much. Psychic Tuesdays are like my favorite thing in the world now.
It's super fun.
It's the most fun in the world, and I'm so glad you're here.
Me too. And the drive here was just lickety split. It was just like zippity doo dah. I just flew over here. No
Nice.
traffic.
When does that ever happen from the Malibu?
I know. The energy was really good. People were really polite on the road.
We finally succeeded in creating a space-time rip between Malibu and Sherman Oaks.
Thank God, because I always leave like right at the last
Now,
minute.
if you could help me create one between between Sherman Oaks and Huntington Beach, so I could just literally step out my door and be on my front doorstep in Huntington,
I know.
that would rock the world.
Mhm.
Dee Dee, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous, sweetie. You're just with
Hi.
friends. Say hello to my friend Angelica, and how may we help you?
Hi, Angelica. Hi, Sheena.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, like with all the shifts, I mean, I am feeling it for myself.
Sure.
How do I explain this? I've changed careers. I'm trying to find my true north, I guess, to explain it in more simple terms. But I am noticing all this crazy shift for everyone.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I guess my question is more about my career, because once I can find my true north, I can help everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
I think, sweetheart, if I may jump in really quick, I think that the problem with finding your true north and your career is that it's the same thing, but it's two different things. I think you think finding the right career is finding your true north. The truth is you need to find your true north and your path, and then the career will follow. Does that make sense? So you're looking at it right, but you're almost looking at it a tiny bit out of order. Because your true north is so much more than just your career. It's really finding yourself and becoming totally locked in inside of you and getting that grounding. Because I always say that the three most important relationships that you have in the world, the most important is your relationship with yourself. It's finding the ground inside of you and being super well seated inside of you. The second is grounding to spirit, and the third is grounding to the earth, and then the fourth is grounding to others. And most people put that opposite. They think the most important thing is relationships with people, then the earth, then God, then yourself. So everybody puts themselves last. And it's when you finally get really locked into yourself, that's when you find your true north. And that's when all the career stuff will open up.
I mean, I have been working on myself a lot, and that's why I went back to school to also build more of my experiences. But we all need work.
Oh, absolutely, we all need work. Absolutely, we do. Yes, and work is something that we have to do as well as also finding our true north. I think that you're super close with the work you're doing on yourself to figure out what you really want to do and where you really want to be. It's just you're so close, sweetheart. You're so close to being on your path. Another thing is, if I may, you need to realize that you're enough. I just feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for how awesome you are, and you don't give yourself enough credit for the abilities that you have.
Yeah, I am working on that, and based on last night's broadcast, narcs, my family was a narc, so I'm trying to break that
It's hard.
old beliefs. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to realize who you are and how important you are when you've grown up surrounded by narcissists. It's very difficult. I had a very narcissistic father. I had a very wonderful, empathic, psychic mother. And as much as she was, one, the head of the household, two, my primary influence, three, he was almost never around, four, she constantly from birth imprinted on me, don't listen to him, don't listen to him, don't listen to him, this is how he is.
right.
I still grew up jacked up in some ways because of him, even though honestly, probably you could count, if you took all the minutes that we were together and combined them together, it probably wouldn't even have been a month of my life because I hardly ever saw the man. But there's something about that narcissist energy that it tears you down in a way. Angelica?
Yes.
Right.
I'm seeing something energetic with you that I'd love to support you on, Dee Dee. It's jumping off of
Okay.
what Sheena was saying. So you know how the vagus nerve is our biggest nerve in our body, and it goes through our second brain, which is our stomach, and it goes through the third chakra. Are you aware of this?
Yeah.
So your empathic side of you is so connected with that vagus nerve or vega nerve. I like to call it the vagus nerve.
No, Vegas or vagal or I don't know. Mine's screwed up, so mine's
what
not
happens
great.
in the vagus nerve stays in the vagus nerve.
Exactly. I wish, if only.
Right. So I'm seeing that it is frayed with you from all of that narcissistic input and energy vampirism. And so that's part of why it's been difficult for you to find the outer career, because of that particular area of your body is needing some attunement. And when that is attuned to your vibration, your frequency, your soul, then you literally emit your life purpose out into this universe, and things start to align for you. So you're doing all the right things, and there's a sequencing that's coming up for you. So you've got school, you've had all these changes. I feel that you're going to decide between two kind of different things that you're going back and forth on. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this or should I do that? And that's one's more of the introverted, deeper, connected part of you. And the other is wanting to be more outgoing, wanting to be out there, wanting to support, wanting to reach people. And yet it's freaking you the F out because people are crazy right now. And you know what? It's going to be this way for a little bit. So
Exactly.
really working on your energetic, your auric superpowers is what I feel. Getting golden light in that aura of yours will clear out some of the debris that's coming up as confusion or blocks in career. And then something's coming in the fall. I see September, October highlighted. A big decision about a new direction for you that's way more gratifying. So I would suggest in the next few months, you got to make your money and do what you need to do to take care of yourself, but really get that energy pumping outside of you, and then do some work with that nerve. And I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do, but it's really about clearing out the trauma of other people putting their needs on you and overwhelming you with their energy to the point where you couldn't find where you could stand in yourself.
Yeah. Does that make sense, sweetheart?
Sort of. I mean, she was quite really on point with the two sides where I'm torn between the introvert extrovert side of what I should be doing as far as career or in life in general.
The source is that
finding
energy
that balance.
there. It's right inside your third chakra. That's actually where, if you were to focus on your third chakra, right above your belly button, and you really put golden light there, and you breathe and you do some breath work and you strengthen your core physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what's going to happen? An integration will happen and your career will pop. It's from right inside there physically is where I see it, not outside.
And also, sweetheart, I feel that you struggle with who you really want to be as compared to who you think you're supposed to be. Who your family's told you you're supposed to be, what society has told you you're supposed to be. And that carries right over into career, love. Who you really, what would really make your soul sing, but what you feel like you're supposed to do for responsibility for family, society, culture, community, And the problem is when you're not being 100% authentic with yourself, it's just going to keep gnawing at you, and so it doesn't mean you have to do it for money, or you don't have to do the thing you really want to do. You don't have to do it full time to start. You can still have a job that pays the bills, but you have to find some way to feed that part of you, because that part of you is screaming for attention, and it's starving, and it wants to be nurtured, and it wants to be loved. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out still. I'm working on that.
You're going to get there, sweetheart.
I'm not sure.
Everything is a process, love. You're going to get there.
The third chakra is the seed of our our self-consciousness, our self-centeredness, our ego, our identity. And when others have imbued their needs on us, we have a hard time identifying who we are, what we want, what our gifts are. Versus someone else that's like, I know exactly who I am and I'm doing this, and they're the bulldozer types of people. So there's a lot of bulldozer types of people that are successful, air quotes, in the world. And yet those that aren't the bulldozers are the ones that actually keep everything together on this planet. So your purpose is like a weaver. You weave things together and you support a lot. And so as long as you're finding out who you are as your main spiritual practice, that's going to help you. And then I picked a card, spend more time outdoors.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's all. It's simple.
Yeah.
Simple. Sitting under trees.
I'm guilty of that. It's been cold. So I don't go.
It has been cold.
I know. We're like, it's winter in June.
I know. Is it ever going to stop being winter? It's like Game of Thrones.
I don't get it either. I don't get it. It's so weird. So that's why I haven't been out. But you're right.
Yeah, get some sunlight, get outside, bundle up. It's winter in June, and get outdoors and sit in that sunlight.
Okay, so I have to tell you, because there are no accidents, right? So I'm on my we have a community page, an online community for my raisingthevibration.org movement. It's at thevibration.nation.com. If anybody wants to go and join that group, please do. And I went to go put the link for the show on there right now, and there was a post that needed to be approved. So I thought I'll approve this post while I'm here really quick. And somebody put a meme up, and this is what the meme says. Are you ready? You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible.
Ooh.
Does that totally fit, Dee Dee? Exactly what we've been talking about. So go find that place, love. Go find that place where nothing is impossible. And we want to hear how you're doing. We love you, and we're so thrilled that you called today. And please stay in touch with us, and we wish you all the best. Dee Dee did it. She was the first. It's the hardest to be the first. Send me a text and we'll get you up. I know we've got some folks waiting to go. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. Send me a text and we'll get you up. I wanted to say really quick before we get our next caller rolling that to me, the correlation between our physiological self and our energetic self is fascinating.
Yeah.
So the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, is interesting because it's not only the root of everything like you talked about, but it's where oftentimes energetic ties with unhealthy people are.
Ooh.
When I clear people out, it's always that solar plexus chakra that has the hook still stuck in it and the cord from the person who's pulling on you all the time. Narcissists are champion cord makers. And they rebuild that cord, and you cut the cord and they rebuild it again. I mean, they're like rope experts. They're weaving their ropes all the time with that damn hook. And I always say to folks when I do healings and cleansings, well, it's narcs. They're vampires. That's where to get you, right in the solar plexus.
They get you right in
the solar plexus, baby. I'm going to get you right in the solar plexus. I always say that it's an interesting. When I clean people out during healings and cleansings, I always say, I can cut this tie, but you have to keep it cut because the narcissist will come right back in and rejoin that tie. So that's interesting. That's interesting. The interesting thing about the next thing I want to say is the interesting thing about the vagus nerve is, and I have intermittent atrial fibrillation, so my vagus nerve sometimes is like this to me.
Oh boy!
And it all started after my mother died, after she gave me her gifts. She had AFib, but I never had it until she died. And after I started accepting my spirituality and my ministry as my main thing, I started wrestling with this. When I started I've always taken stuff in. I'm an empath, but when I really started working in this world.
It's the next level.
And what comes with that ascension in my life was a lot of heartbreak with people who didn't want to take that journey with me, so they acted like tools. So the interesting thing about the vagus nerve is that it starts in your solar plexus chakra. So it starts in your stomach. Woo. And it ends in your throat chakra. It ends at the top of your throat, the base of your throat. This nerve runs here. Interestingly enough, it also runs your lungs, which symbolize breath.
And grief.
And it runs the top two chambers of your heart. So what AFib is a different nerve runs the bottom two, and the vagus runs the top two.
Oh.
And so where your heart normally beats like this, if the vagus nerve gets pinched, then your heart's beating like this. And that's why it feels like somebody shot a rat up with meth and let it loose in your chest. And yes, I know what that feels like. Not now, thankfully, not very often, but for some folks all the time. So to me, from an energetic point of view, it's very interesting with everything you just said, Angelica, that this is a nerve that connects your throat chakra to your solar plexus chakra, but an actual real physiological thing that connects these two chakras.
And really, a lot of people have birth trauma. And when the umbilical cord is cut and severed, that causes a lot of issues right then and there. And also, depending how one is treated as soon as you come out. Like that old, let's spank the baby to let them take a breath. That's the first thing that happens after we're pulled out. Basically, is we get our ass smacked so that we breathe. So there's a distrust right there. Oh my God, I'm not safe. It's not safe to be in the physical body. And then a lot of people shut down their throat chakra right then, just as soon as they're born. Boom. And the throat and the third chakra are disconnected. So then we don't have a voice, we don't have our power, or we've got the other extreme. I need to tell everybody everything and be in their face and be real aggressive with the over communicating, and nobody's really listening.
Yes.
And I feel like if we listen to ourselves, honestly, that's the highest thing we can do at this point, because we've got so much information coming in. So I take my little prayer walks. I walk down the beach almost every day. I'm blessed like that. I have a beautiful space I can walk to, and I listen. I just listen. I listen to the crazy inside my head, all the stuff that I need to do that I haven't done yet. And then I go behind the Wizard of Oz curtain. And I go, hey, how you doing, girl? And she goes, I'm good.
I hear Barry White music playing in the background right now.
It's very sexy.
Boom.
She's like, I'm good, baby. Just listen. Everything's going to be okay. Don't even mind all of that. All of it is working out in your favor. You're good. Just keep breathing. You're feeling a lot of other people's stuff all the time. And I go, I know. And I just want to play and have fun and be happy and connect in a beautiful way. Why does it have to be this way? It is what it is. It's human life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my little chat.
It is what it is. I have the chat with the cat, and the cat's like, you know what? Try being me. I sit on the bed. I kibble all day long. I wait for you to come home. I lick my butt. So your life doesn't seem so bad. Why don't you go have a hot fudge sundae and complain some more? Why don't you go out and sit in the sunshine and then complain? I'll just be here scooping over my poop with the sand. Enjoy your life. My cat's a Scorpio. She has no sympathy.
Well, I've had a reading with you, and she's had some stuff to say.
Right?
Damn. She's
she
like,
does.
Meow. She gets like all in your face. She's like, Meow, did you hear that, girl?
Yes.
Meow, meow.
You get actually 3 readings for the price of 1, because you get me, the cat, and my dead mother. So it's really a 3-fer.
It is. It is a 3-fer.
Yeah, it's the Holy Trinity. The crazy cat, those 2 crazy Scorpios, and 1 Aries in the middle going, man, I just deliver the messages. The cat screaming, mom screaming. All right, we're gonna get Heather on with us now. Okay. Oh, I have to call a different number for Heather? No, this number. All right, good.
All right.
I'm getting the text messages. I'm putting the thing around. We're doing the thing.
Thanks
thing
for
is happening.
all the organization.
That's okay. It's my pleasure.
I just feel like so pampered with my candy and my cards and my comfy chair.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
You just get to sit and be the guest.
It's fantastic.
You should pull a card for everybody today.
Oh, yeah, I will.
And then you should pull one for me. That would be fun.
I will. I'll pull one for you and
Pull
for
a
me.
card for me. I want a card. Heather, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend? Great to hear from you.
Good. Good to hear from you, too.
It's so good to have you here. Say hi to Angelica, and how may we help you?
Hello.
Hi. I was just wanting to know if I could see what's the thing in my life and what I need to do.
Say that again, sweetie, because you cut out at like the 2 most important words. So
Right.
all we heard was, I just want to know about and the I'm like, what?
Sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. I was wanting to know what's going on in my life with my marriage and all that.
Oh, okay. Angelica, do you want to start this one? I started the last one.
Can you do me a favor and just take some nice deep inhales and just breathe nice and deep and real relaxed, so I'll tune in. It's all about empowerment, honey.
Oh, honey, you're holding so much. You're carrying so much weight around with you, sweetheart. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and a lot of grief. And you've put yourself in a little corner in the house energetically. That's what it looks like. So you're wanting things to change, but you're staying in a small little space inside yourself is what it looks like to me. And it's not serving you or the other person to hide in the corner. I mean, that's what it energetically looks like. And I don't know if you have a certain space that you like to go to in your house that you feel safe in, but I think it's more figurative than literal. You know what I mean?
Yes, in my head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have these karmic relationships that it's a little setup, you know. We find an attraction to someone or they come into our life at a certain time and it links up, right? And then we go through stuff and the challenges increase as we allow people to get away with stuff. And I feel like that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Allowing this person to get away with stuff. It's not like you're letting them walk all over you. I mean, you do say no, and I feel like you have an ability to ask for what you need. But in general, it's about being true to the self. And that's been very challenging in your situation. I have a lot of compassion for you. And we're all learning. Yeah. We're learning how to treat ourselves so that other people treat us how we want to be treated. And that's what you've been putting your back up against the wall. You're like, all right, I'll just try to disappear rather than stand up for what I really need, what I really want, how I need it to be for myself. And I'm seeing you not wanting to have conflict, you not wanting to have negativity around you, so you just shut down and push yourself away. It's not an easy journey to take care of oneself and one's own needs, but that's what this is all about right now, is you finding a way to get your needs met within yourself, not even about the other person, although they're there pushing your buttons. Thank you very much, soulmate. Thanks for the karma, soulmate. Button push, button push, button push. He's a good teacher for you, you know, of how to have boundaries, how to hold your own energy, how to say no, how to say yes, how to not be steamwalled by someone else. That's not even a word, but I just made it up. Steamrolled. Yeah, but steamwalled is like someone being up against the wall.
Yeah,
and steamrolled.
It's like steamrolled and walled together.
So that's what the energy looks like in the situation. Just keep breathing. Keep breathing.
Sweetie, you just feel like you are so unhappy with this person.
Oh, can I explain my situation?
Absolutely, you may.
Okay. Well, me and my husband we knew each other for 10 years before we got married. He was in love with me and tried for many, many years, and I finally gave in. We've been married now 10, so we've known each other 20 years. We've been married almost 10. We have been in the lifestyle as swingers for about 5 years, and we don't play much. We just really go to have fun. We've maybe played it 5 times in the whole 5 years, and we never played with singles. We only played with couples. Well, I brought a single into our relationship. It was my fault. I broke the rules, and me and her got pretty attached, and then I freaked out when I saw him getting attached, and she was really causing problems in my marriage. I think that she was after him the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And now that I've broke it off with her, now she's filling his head full of stuff about how I'm just jealous and how she loved me and I hurt her, and it's like pushing him away towards her. Even though he says he'd never leave me, I just feel like I've lost him already.
Well, is that okay? I could feel you inhale to go. You want to go?
I have so much to say
All right,
about
let me go
this.
quick then.
Yeah. But I really want to hear what you have to say too.
This person, this woman, is kind of an energy vampire. And so
she is, yes.
In her mind, it doesn't matter if she's telling you she's in love with you or she's telling him she's in love with him. She's looking to feed, and she'll feed off whoever that she can feed off of. He is not as evolved as you are. He's not as emotionally strong as you are. So she sort of tried to feed off of you, and then you realized that what was going on, and you weren't really buying what she was selling, so she switched right over to him. Partially out of spite, because she was mad that you weren't buying what she was selling. And so now he is buying it because he's much more gullible than you, and he's more susceptible to her because he's more gullible. And now you're sort of in this situation where you're trying to get someone to believe you. And, and his whole thing is, well, if she was so bad, why did you bring her in the first place? And so,
he's blaming it all on me. Why did you bring her in? His thing is, why did you bring her in and let me get attached? And then as soon as I got attached, you let her go. It's a double standard.
Right. Well, and the problem with the ideology of swinging is that nobody's supposed to get attached. That's the point of it. It's just sex and fun, and then you go back to the person you're in love with. The problem is you can't always control who you swing with. And when you are swinging, couples, even with couples, but especially when you're swinging with a third person, which is why I don't think three-ways ever work. The problem is that swinging with someone, bringing someone into your relationship, it's a lot like doing a Ouija board session and not knowing what you're doing. Because you're opening up a hole and you're inviting energy in. And the kind of person who would be interested a lot of times in coming into a marriage is somebody who's energetically looking to eat. And that's what happened. Because honestly, why would somebody want to come into a marriage and sleep with two married people? It's different if it's two couples that are playing with each other, or three couples, or four couples, or the whole empire of ancient Rome. But when it's one person, like if somebody said to me, and I've been approached, more times than I want to tell you all, to go and have a three-way with a couple, and my answer has always been like, what? Why would you want to be in the middle of that? So then you have to ask yourself, sweetheart, what kind of person wants to be in the middle of that? Well, somebody who wants to stir some shit. Angelica?
Yes,
and now I will pass it over to the capable hands.
He just can't see it, and I just can't. I don't know how to get that through to him.
Well,
and I'm trying, and it's just pushing him away even further.
He likes to be told what he likes to be told because it's a way that he stops himself from doing the emotional and spiritual growth that he knows he should do, but he's resisting doing. When a person comes in your life that just wants to feed off of you, they will tell you anything. They'll tell you you're perfect. They'll tell you, I don't know what Heather's problem is. I think you're perfect. Because they're just telling you what you want to hear and blowing smoke up your butt so that they can gain control over you by mesmerizing you with fake flattery. So he knows he's got work to do on himself, but he just doesn't want to do it because he's scared and he's stubborn. And he's put walls up around him, and she's giving him the excuse to not have to do that work. And a lot of that work, sweetheart, is within the marriage by telling him, you don't need to do anything. You're fine. You're perfect. I know what her problem is. It was her idea to bring me in. If she was so happy in the marriage, why did she want to bring me in? You know what I mean?
That is exactly what she's telling us.
Of course. She was going to leave you for me, but I told her no. Like, she's saying everything she can think of to mess with him. I'm sorry, Angelica, I'm going off. It's all you, baby.
It's true. I mean, but the bottom line is he's just wants what he wants. He's being self-centered here. So you're about to take his little candy away. So he's like, "Wah, that's my candy. You brought me candy. Why do I have to be on a diet now?"
Yeah.
And these are, you have real feelings. And a lot of times people approach bringing in another partner into a relationship without all the basics of consent and conversations of consciousness and boundaries. And a lot of times there's partying going on and the energies aren't clear and the awareness isn't there to start out with. And therefore you let an energy come in that wreaks havoc on you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And that's why sex is a Pandora's box, right? And we don't have a lot of training about how to, let's just even say with one partner, how to not let their energy suck off of us or us suck off of them and get stuck in that attachment. We don't know how to do it. And so when you open up to having somebody else come in, these kinds of things happen. And I there's a lot of websites about poly lifestyle,
polyamory.
Yeah, polyamory. To talk about consent and what to do in these kinds of situations. What kind of conversation can you have to repair the situation after? Because that's what I'm hearing, is that you need some support with this.
Yes.
And to clear this woman.
I need her out of our lives.
Yeah, you need to
and
clear
he's just
this
not
woman.
letting go.
You need to clear this woman on an energetic level, and this has something to do with your past too. A betrayal that you've been dealing with from your past that this is reflecting.
Yes.
And it's around other women. And that's the work that you can do on this. And I use the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. When there's a difficult person. Because look, love is very pure. And when you do this kind of forgiveness work, you can assist the whole situation to clear without a lot of conflict. And then you pull your energy back. It's not an easy thing. And I honestly would suggest a therapy session. I really would, some couples therapy, because a third party to sit there and just hear the feelings of both people, if he's willing. I mean, I know he cares about you. He's just being like, I don't want my candy taken away.
I've asked him that. He's not willing.
So then perhaps you can do something for yourself in that regard.
Yeah, you need to talk to somebody.
And what prayer did you say?
It's the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian prayer.
Yeah.
And it's just like this. What you do is you sit in a meditation and you breathe and you think of your husband, you think of this other person. And when we've been wronged by somebody else, okay, you can use this prayer. And it's, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And it makes no sense at all, because you're like, well, they did me wrong. But what it does is it energetically clears all of that negative ties, all of that control drama that's really going on there, and that they're courting you and they're pulling you and they're sucking your energy, and then you get angry and hurt and then they feed off of you more. This actually eliminates the supply because they can't get to you anymore. You see, your energy gets so strong with the forgiveness that they stop sucking off of you. Your anger and you're like, honey, and all of that, she's loving that. She loves the drama. She's so excited that you care enough.
And this prayer is perfect for her because it starts with ho.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Ho'oponopono no prayer.
It works to get rid of hoes. You can just call it the ho no prayer. Well, and you, sweetheart, you too. In the beginning, you were a little sucked into her, right? I mean, she got into this debacle.
I was, yes.
You pulled her into
and
this
then
because
she betrayed me.
Yeah, because
and then I realized what she was, and I kicked her out of my house, and then he was like so sad, and he got us talking back together because he was like, oh, you just broke her heart. She was in love with you, and she's been like, it was you from the beginning. I don't love men. I hate men. I was lesbian, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
Like, I just started having terrible anxiety, and I've never had anxiety in my life.
Yeah.
Terrible anxiety. That was someone was telling me there is something wrong with this woman.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's her
Something
energy.
bad.
It's her energy, honey.
Absolutely. I really believe that with narcissists, that their sexuality is just prey. Like anything that's prey, they'll take.
The classic narcissist.
Yeah, sure she is. Malignant.
Classic. And my husband is too, and I'm an empath. So
Of
it's
course
like
you
they're
are.
bullying me and destroying me.
I want to recommend somebody on YouTube. Her name is Angie Atkinson, and she does a daily video on recovery from narcissistic abuse, and she has amazing tools. Amazing. And she's super helpful and sweet and funny, like has a really great energy. And then I pulled a card for
And
you.
her name's Angie.
Atkinson. I think that's
Angie
how.
what?
Atkinson.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell it. I'm sorry, but my phone's not with me. I would look it up.
I found her. Thank you.
She's fabulous. She is really great. So then I picked a card for you. Your home is protected by angels. So I want you to call in Archangel Michael, all of the angels, and ask for them to do a sweep on your home, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. That you resend the invitation to the vampire. You say, I resend you. I command you to leave my energy field. I command you to leave my energy field. I command you to leave my energy field. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you make it so. And your husband needs to grow up a little bit. And if you hold the energy really firmly, he'll check himself. But you have to be strong, and you have to clear this this space, and you have to realize, wow, I let that in, and I learned what not to let in.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally would say,
Exactly.
I
Yes.
rescind you. That's what you do on the energetic plane. They can't get in when you do that.
Okay.
They may try, but they can't.
Okay.
So bless you. I know it's a rough situation. It's a lesson learned. And now you're hopefully wiser, get stronger boundaries, and educate yourself on how to communicate about sexual boundaries and desires and needs in your relationship with yourself. Because that'll help you with him or with anyone.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see him leaving me for her, though, do you? Because he's assuring me he's not.
No, he's not. This is just a temporary ickiness in the road. The problem is,
Okay.
here I go again. The problem is that two things is that one is that you're going to learn a lot about him and about your marriage through this, and you already have. So that's you don't look at him in the same way anymore. And the hardest thing is going to be you learning to look at him in the same way, because you're pissed.
You have one foot out now.
Yeah.
And you have a right to be, and it's going to be a process for you to find a way back in the way that it is. And it's difficult. It's first of all, marriage is hard, monogamy is hard, sexuality is hard. So those three things to start. Those things are all in and of themselves ass kickers. When your sexuality is fluid, or you're bisexual or pansexual or whatever you want to call yourself, I pick one of those and it fits me. It's hard because obviously whomever you're with in a monogamous relationship, there's a gender you're not with. And for some people that gnaws at them, and that's very difficult. I'm kind of a one-person person. So as soon as I'm with one person, I shut everything out. I don't care. But for some folks, it's hard. And that's how we wind up in polyamorous situations. It's how we wind up in swinging situations. It's, some people are not naturally monogamous. They want more sexual adventure past their relationships. That is a difficult thing as well. So it's just, it's just trying to figure out where you fit in there, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself through this situation, sweetheart. This is a tremendous growth situation for you to learn about a lot of things, including, where you want to go heretofore, how you feel about your sexuality, how you feel about the choices that you've made, because of your sexuality, because of the emotional and sexual and spiritual dynamic of this marriage. All of these things, you have begun a shift. And that shift is going to take you places. So just ride through it and don't fight it every step of the way, because this is an ascension time for you. And there's an important growth coming in for you during this, sweetheart.
And remember to really breathe and forgive yourself.
Yes. And then of course I wanted to leave you with some brilliant words that my ex-boyfriend used to say to me that I didn't really realize was true until the first time I was in a relationship with a woman. Chicks is crazy. That's it.
True. Yes. True.
Seriously, it's hard to be in a relationship.
Very true.
It's hard to be in a relationship with a woman because women are crazy. And they're out there, and there's a lot of crazy ones out there. So I feel for you, my friend. I feel for you, my friend, and I'm sending you love, and we just want the best for you, babe. Please let us know how you're doing, and we're going to send you lots of love and light, and seriously get some counseling, if not psychological, spiritual, and I always advise get both. How about that? How about that little? It's true, man. It's hard. When I was with my ex-boyfriend, he's one of my best friends. He's so wonderful. He used to always say, "You've ruined me for all women." And I would say, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh no, you've ruined me." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And then I dated a woman for the first weekend. I was like, oh. I understand what that means now.
Human beings, it's amazing how complex we can be because of all our issues, all our unprocessed pain, fear, and limitations. So I think it's really great when you meet somebody to go, "Can you tell me the worst possible thing about yourself?" So I've been practicing that as a single person. I called a friend of mine who we had some flirtation, but I didn't know a lot about him. And I was like, "Hey, can I ask you some questions?" He's like, "Okay." I go, "What's the shittiest thing about you?" And I go, what's the darkest thing about you?
Really? Was he honest?
He was like, and I'm like, come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I need it.
Oh.
And he told me a really dark thing about himself.
Really?
It was so good. It was so juicy.
Should we share our thing?
It was so good. And I was like, really?
Well, I want to talk about
like,
the
it was
darkest
like,
thing about me on the air.
It was like gossip about himself, you know? And I go, wow, that's really good. But what he was talking about was like a superhuman ability to be like anger and how he overcame that. And it was dark, but he had an awareness about it.
Nice.
And I was
beautiful.
like, that's really good. And now tell me a secret about yourself. The secret was even better.
Nice.
But here's the thing, we haven't gone on a date since. I think it freaked him out.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, Angelica.
So I'm still working through that.
Yeah, it's a lot of depth. Scaring the humans off with your depth. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I can't help myself. So sorry. And he may be on Facebook. So, hey, boo, what's up? Sorry if I put you on the spot.
Well, and my whole life's on the air, so I think I scare people because people just know too much about me. So, all right, we're gonna get. We've got Daniela on the phone right now. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm good.
So great to have you on the show. Welcome. Say hello to Angelica, and how may we help you? It's Lightworkers Unite, people, by the way.
Woo-hoo.
If you want to get on the air like Daniela, 818-437-0886. Send me a text message, and we'll get you in the system. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to know about a man that I have been seeing for a while. We actually reconnected since, after high school. That was like, 20 years ago. And we've just started, dating. But the thing about that is there was some, there's a little bit of complications with the whole dating thing. And we stopped speaking. But what I want to know is he going to reach out to me? Because I was the one that just hung up on him and I was done.
Well, you had a
Which
bunch
I
of
should
red
have-
flags.
Yeah.
There was a lot of red flags coming up for you, and that you didn't see when you were friends or when you were just acquaintances, and they came up hard. You got really triggered. And you hanging up, you were warranted to do that. That was your truth. You're honoring that. It's really up to you. Do you want him to come back? Because you got off the phone, you cut the communication. There's a reason you did that. Honoring that is super important.
Yeah, he went away for the weekend for, for a men's retreat. I knew that there was something different. Like I could feel it in my heart that something was different about him. And when I spoke to him yesterday, it wasn't him talking to me. It was almost robotic, like somebody was feeding him what to tell me.
Ooh.
And it just it didn't sound the same. It wasn't even him speaking to me. That's when I just said, okay, goodbye. Like, you need to figure it out kind of thing.
Some kind of cult energy? I mean, what kind of men's retreat was this?
It was supposed to be a Christian men's retreat, and I don't know what happened after that. He wasn't himself.
Oh, sweetie.
And I didn't want to mention cult to him.
But that's what it feels like, energy-wise.
Yes, and I knew that because I could feel it. It wasn't. I felt him during the weekend that something's different about him. And after speaking with him yesterday, it wasn't even him speaking to me. It was somebody else. And I mean, I don't know if I should step away from it for him to, realize, and figure it out for himself, or if I should even try and contact him. And I'm just so confused.
So here's the thing. I mean, and I'm sure you know this. I mean, he's somebody who has secrets. And he internalizes a lot of stuff. And he always has, right? I mean, there's things that you just don't talk about with him.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that I don't mention to him, or I haven't mentioned to him.
So one of those secret things got triggered at this retreat. And the problem with him is that he stuffs so many things down that he doesn't want to deal with. And he just keeps stuffing and stuffing and stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is you can only do that for so long, and then it's like a pimple and everything bursts.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to this retreat thing with the best of intentions, thinking, oh, I'm going to, really get to, really bond with men and really get to know myself better. And he got to know himself a little better. And it scared him because he's not good at that. So the best thing you can do right now, sweetheart, is just give him a lot of space.
Oh, yeah. Step away. That's what I'm hearing. Step away.
Tons of space. So much space.
Yeah.
It's hard. I know it's hard.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we were friends in high school, and out of nowhere we started dating, and this happened, and it hurt. It hurt really bad yesterday.
Of course, sweetheart.
Yeah, because it feels like, who are you? Do I know you? What did we have? Like, what is this? And
right.
When you get more intimate with somebody, shit comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And most people do not know how to deal with that, and they don't know how to feel their feelings. So they shut down. The more intimate they get, the walls come up. Unless they're a really evolved person that has a spiritual practice, that's done a lot of work on themselves, or may have been lucky to have one of those good childhoods. Most
right.
people don't have that, but are more well-adjusted, a healthy person, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And when you get to know somebody that you were friendly with for many, many, many years, and you get intimate, oh man, it goes deep. I've had that experience, and it's shocking, actually. The layers of when you just are friends with someone and then you get intimate, what's really going on, what you really see, what you really feel, what's really going on with that person. And that's why we date. We're trying people on. You try them on, and you see if it's a fit. And when there's a block in the flow, look at that as information that's telling you something. You're very intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to the intuition. And our emotions want what we want when we want it. So our emotions can help us to lie to ourselves. And that's where we got to be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But your intuition already knows that this isn't a person that's ready to go deeper or have, That's why this happened now versus 6 months from now when you would be a wreck.
Right.
Right now you're okay. It's disappointing. It's weird. He'll come around, I'm sure, and want to talk to you, but it's just not going to be the same. There's an energy there that there's a wall for a reason, and it's to protect you. That's what I'm hearing.
And you guys are great friends, and you probably will stay friends. But there's just too much going on with him right now. And you don't need to have to go through this, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So work with your heart. Your heart is disappointed, and you have feelings, and it's okay. Be kind to yourself. There's no easy way to move through our feelings, especially when we feel disappointed or weird about something with somebody. We have anxiety because they're acting weird. It's stressful when you're sensitive to have somebody act weird with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really stressful. When you're a person that's like, live and let live, you just let it roll off your back. But that's not you.
Mm-mm.
You're very, very connected and open and sweet and sincere. And you don't have to deal with someone else's walls. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
That's his walls, not yours.
And you take a lot of stuff off people in your life. You're often the one to sort of, pick up the slack, the one to understand, the one to bend, the one to be okay when plans don't work out, the one to understand when someone doesn't call you for a week. I mean, you're a very understanding, empathic person. But this is an instance where you need to put down a little bit of a boundary and a little bit of space. Because when somebody doesn't know who they are, sweetheart, they can't be good for you. So you need to let him take that journey, and be his friend and love him. But, let him take that journey. Angelica pulled a card.
Energy work. Have you gotten any energy work, Reiki, any kind of clearing, anything like that?
Cleansing, healing.
I haven't done Reiki healing in such a long time.
I really recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very subtle, but super powerful.
Yeah. Or just getting a cleanse. I'm a big fan of the cleanses, and getting an energy healing chakra cleanse is a good thing too. Mm-hmm. And Reiki is always good to rebuild you back up.
Where do you live in Los Angeles?
Yes, I do.
Well, there's places around that do it, and then Sheila and I also. Sheila, who's Sheila?
I don't know who Sheena. I don't know who Sheila is.
I didn't sleep very much last night. Sorry, Sheena.
Angelica shows up still drunk from last night. I'm gonna pull some cards for you fuckers.
Oh my god. No, seriously, I was at a ceremony. I was not selling my birthday
ceremony.
Yet. My birthday's on Sunday.
Ceremony.
We were drinking kava, girl.
Sure.
I would not show up hungover to talk with you. Anyway, both of us do clearing. Yeah. If you feel like that
and
resonates
healings.
With you.
And counseling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And get a little spiritual counseling. It's not a bad idea. And you know what? You should suggest he do the same. Maybe not spiritual if he's going to Christian retreats, but that he gets some kind of counseling, speak to a therapist or someone, because it's he's got some stuff he needs to work through, sweetheart. You know what? Our hearts are with you, and we love and adore you, and we so appreciate this call. And I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and you're going to be okay, honey. And we're thinking about you. Yeah. If you want to get on with us like Daniela did, like Heather did, like Dee Dee did, 818-437-0886. That's my cell number. Text me and your name and number. And what number, obviously, I'll see. And let me know that you want to get on the air, and we'll put you on the list to get you on with us. It's Lightworkers Unite. You can go to welightworkersunite.com and see a lot of our past broadcasts. I hopefully am getting the rest of them up this weekend. Also, if you're in the Los Angeles area, like Daniela is, I have a wonderful interfaith spiritual service starting on June 15th. It's called Saturday Night Spiritual. We're at SaturdayNightSpiritual.com at the Founders MCC Church in Hollywood, where I have been hired on pastoral staff as their New Age minister. Did you not know that?
No.
Yes, this month. Yes, I got hired on at the MCC. So happy Pride Month to me. And
that's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm their new pastor, and I'm so excited. This is my first actual staff pastoral job.
Wow.
And so Saturday Night Spiritual. And for those of you that aren't in Los Angeles, please come. And for those of you that aren't in Los Angeles, we're going to broadcast it all over the world on Facebook Live.
I just dropped.
What did you drop?
My crystal.
Is that like dropping the mic? She got so excited. She dropped her crystal. She was like, boom. Shouldn't I be the one to drop the crystal after making that big announcement?
It's been a rough new moon.
Now this is the time on camera where she's going to dive down and get the crystal.
Yes, I have it.
She has retrieved the crystal. Tell everybody what that is, because it's gorgeous.
Beautiful friend of mine travels to Arizona and does work there, and on this property where there's all these natural geodes and crystals, and she brought me back a hematite in its natural form.
God, I love hematite.
And it's so heavy that I just dropped it.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
It matches your nails, kind of.
I wasn't really paying attention to it in my hand. And yes, it was the news of your pastoral situation.
Right. It's exciting, right?
It is. It's cool.
I'm so excited. I'm like an actual real minister now, for reals. I mean, I have been for a couple of years, and I have my raisingthevibration.org, obviously, is my own ministry, but it feels different when somebody from an actual big church comes and says, we want you. And especially a church this big, Metropolitan Community Church, has always been a very accepting place for folks who want to go to a church service, but have been, for whatever reason, let go from their own churches because they didn't fit in. And now is working towards not just being an accepting Christian church, but working towards becoming more of an interfaith establishment.
I love
and
that.
That's why I'm there, to start spreading the love. So thanks to all my friends there, and please come. And you can go to SaturdayNightSpiritual.com, and there'll be updates, and you can see what's happening and getting close. And please, if you're in LA, come. I would love that. There's going to be a service. I'm going to guest speaker, music, blessing. I'm going to do a blessing where I bless everybody that come up, like a communion, but they come and get a blessing.
I love
I'll hug you,
that.
bless your stuff, and I will have my good vibrations crystals there. Don't forget my good vibrations crystals at vibrationcrystals.com. I have 4 sets: grounding, cleansing, connecting, and uplifting. And I will have them that night, or you can bring your own crystals and I'll bless them, or I'll bless your child, I'll bless your dog, I'll bless you, I'll just give you a hug. I mean, whatever you want. It's just going to be a love night. I hope you'll come.
That. It's Saturday
night.
June
June 15th. Please come, my friends. Okay, we're going to get Kathy on with us right now. And if you want a healing, some spiritual counseling, a reading, psychic stuff, medium stuff, 818-437-0886. Send me a text message and we'll get you in the queue to get on with us. Kathy, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
Angelica.
Hello.
Nice day in Southern California, huh?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you here?
Oh, yeah. I'm in Lake Elsinore.
Nice. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Skipping a jump. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Anyway, I have a crazy life.
Okay. So do we. Welcome. Welcome to the club.
I'm just kind of at a place in my life where I'm kind of at a crossroads, but at a standstill, not really knowing which way to go. I know which way I should go. With what little abilities I do have, I'm making them become more aware. Certain people around me can't handle that, and I'm having a hard time with that.
Welcome to my life the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Year, 5 years, whole life.
When you raise your vibration, what happens is you go into a spiritual, mental, emotional, physical detox, and people start detoxing in and out of your life.
Yeah, we like to say when you grow your vibe, you grow your tribe. And vice versa. When you grow your tribe, you grow your vibe. But sometimes when you grow your vibe, you grow your tribe, but other people in your life just tell you to screw off. Some people cannot handle your ascension, and some people are actually downright angry about it.
Yeah, they're like, how dare you get better and grow and feel amazing and be empowered and make me look at my stuff. Not that you're making anybody do anything, but your vibration itself. It's time. You've held back long enough on your gifts to dull them down, to be with other people and to be the we person. And it's okay to be a me person once in a while. And that's what I'm getting, It's the crop is getting thinned out so that more can grow for you.
Culling the herd.
It's really common.
Yeah.
I think there's something going on.
Giving me the
too.
most grief. I know he's got abilities, but he's just in denial.
He's not ready. And you know what? You can't force that. And even communicating that with someone can actually, in my opinion, it's okay to see another person, but if someone's not ready and we try to make them ready, we're going to deal with a backlash from them. And it's really not our job to grow anybody. It's their job. And I hear you and I get it. And you know what? If you keep going and growing your gifts spiritually, mentally, emotionally, energetically, you know what happens? People come around because they don't want to lose you. But they they might kick and scream for a bit. And so just create some healthy boundaries with that person. And I would just, anytime you think of them, just send them a soothing, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to grow right now. You just stay in your little bubble till it bursts. It'll burst at some point. Everybody wakes up eventually. Sometimes they wake up on their deathbed and they go, shit, I should have just done this.
I should have been a
psychic. So, because there's a lot of fear around intuition and spirituality and
growth and just growth in general, even emotional growth. There's a lot of fear around. You have to think of it. Like this, sweetheart. I likened it to this yesterday on the show here at LA Talk Radio. Sometimes if there's a group of people and they're all alcoholics and then someone gets sober, they actually get angry at the person for getting sober.
Totally.
And that's kind of what it is. When you get sober, you get more on your path. When you figure out who you are spiritually, you get more on your path. You get, like we told our first caller, Dee Dee, today, you get better, well seated inside of yourself. When you get more on your path and you get your stuff emotionally together, you get better seated inside of you. Others who can't find that security, who can't really plug into themselves, to their core, they get angry because one, it's not happening for them, or even more so, I think, the excuse that they tell themselves for not doing the work themselves is, well, nobody gets their shit together, so just nobody does that. Then when you start to do that, then what's their excuse for not doing it? Then they get angry at you for making them feel that way. So I'm a person who, I've never drank in my life, never drank, never drugged, no cigarettes, no coffee. I'm a weirdo. But Angelica can tell you, I'm so cool about other people doing it. Like, I don't have an issue with it. I didn't quit. It's not a religious thing. I just didn't want to. So sometimes if I'm with a group of people and they're drinking, they'll start getting really angry at me. And they'll be like, well, so I bet you're just sitting there judging me right now. Like, why are you judging me? And I'm like, I don't give a... I've worked in bars my whole life. I used to do marijuana rallies for legalization. I think all things should be legal. Like, I have no problem, but sometimes it took me years to realize that when people are at a party and I'm not drinking, they suddenly start to feel like, oh, well, I guess, does that mean I shouldn't be drinking? And then they get angry. So it's the same thing with spiritual enlightenment. Your friend that has gifts knows that he has gifts, but he doesn't want to do the work because, stepping into your spiritual power and accepting your gifts is work and it's responsibility.
Yep.
And some people don't want to do the work and they don't want the responsibility. So in you doing the work, he's thinking, oh, great. So now what am I, like a big fat loser because I'm not doing the work? And then he gets angry. And that's just what people do. Yeah, it's what people do. I have friends. Here's my finger quotes. Can you feel them, Kathy, whooshing through the air? There they go. I have friends who were psychics. Oh no, Angelica knows where this is going. Who literally brought me up and insisted that I come out of the closet and become a psychic and start talking about it, and pulled me into situations where they were and convinced me to start doing this. But then when I started getting more popular and excelling at it, and a lot of that is because I do the work. I've run my own radio shows for 25 years. I've run my own acting career since I was a child. I'm a self-motivator.
Yeah, you are.
I go through every single comment in the chat room after one of these. I like every comment. I make a personal connection with everybody. I add people to my database.
And that's true.
It's true, right? I grow my mailing list. I do work. So other psychics who are maybe not doing the work, they're just hoping, well, maybe somebody will call me. Maybe somebody won't. They see that I'm suddenly doing these shows and I've got this job as a minister and I'm doing this with my nonprofit. And then they get angry at me and then they're calling me up, yelling and screaming at me. It's like, hey, nobody told you not to do the work. You could do the work. So that's the thing. You're doing the work, sweetheart. And this gentleman and some other people in your life are not doing the work. And they're angry at you because somehow your ascension is triggering their own feelings of laziness. You're not triggering that. You're not doing it, but it's happening inside of them. And I think that that's what's going on. And the answer, sweetheart, is you just have to keep doing just what you're doing, baby, and just keep ascending and wait to find other people who have done the work in their life to come in. You're in a big tribal shift where you're letting a lot of folks go and new folks who are more where you're at right now are coming in. Angelica, sorry.
Yeah. I pulled this really cool card. It's kind of interesting. When there's any kind of thing going on with other people, we can often be like, well, who's right, who's wrong? Is it, what's happening with this person? And the card you got is the person you're asking about is trustworthy. But here's what it says that I find really cool. Thank you for helping me. It's about praying to Archangel Michael. Thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider in my relationships. I am grateful for your protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life. And so what I like to say is, what can you trust about the people in your life? So if you look at someone and you go, well, over here, not so trustworthy. I trust that they're not really doing their work or they're not really opening and they're afraid. But over here, they're pretty loyal. They've been there for me. And that's where the rub is. So then you just have to limit maybe some of your interaction and go, you know what, this friend is this person's a long-term person in my life. I want to keep them in my life, but I'm going to have some boundaries on how they're in my life. So I feel like it's not a complete change of guard where you're not going to have any of these people in your life, but you're going to find a way to be yourself, to not dumb down your gifts, to be in your power, share what you feel when you feel it's appropriate or right for you, and the rest of the time just hang out and just observe people where they're at.
Yeah.
And Sheena's
I'm
kicking
a
me.
big-time observer.
I'm kicking Angelica under the
She's
table.
kicking me under the table.
Kicking
but
Angelica
it was
under the
just by
table.
accident. But yeah, you are. And the thing is now you're wanting to speak up more and not bite your tongue and have an outlet. And I think that's what you need, is a healthy outlet. If there's a spiritual group you could join, where you could go weekly and meditate and pray and connect with other like-minded people, that would be really great.
Go to that wonderful metaphysical shop and meet some friends.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. I'm a big-time introvert. I have a hard time going and doing that stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's trust issues. It's not being an introvert.
The 33 years, I'm sure Sheena read it, 33 years of being married to a narcissistic. I was young and dumb. I got married at 18, had my first child at 26, and I just stayed there, you know. And plus, my dad was there, and I always said, once Dad passed, I was gone. I was out of that relationship. I couldn't take it anymore. Left him in 2013. My dad died. I left Mother's Day 2013. Dad passed December 4th of 2013. So since 2013, I got away from him, but the damage that I'm trying to overcome that has been done through the years, it's taken a toll on me.
You're in recovery from the PTSD.
All of us, sweetie, all of us still have that PTSD. Every once in a while, it just reverberates through my system, and I think, what in the holy hell was I involved with?
Right.
And how did
I got through that, most of it okay. You know, I'm able to deal with that. I'm away from him. I don't have to see him. Now, November of 2015, the day my son got married, my daughter-in-law was yelling and screaming at me. Her mother yelled and screamed at me because I made the comment that there was 6 people and 2 chairs.
Right.
And I told them,
that's their problem.
Was in Vegas. Yeah. So I ended up walking out for self-respect. And she told me, she came back out and started yelling and screaming at us out in the middle of public, and told me that I would never see my only child again. And that was hard to swallow. I didn't hear nothing from him up until this year, in March. They reached out. I'm going to cry.
Oh,
and I reached out. And now I have a lovely 2-year-old grandson in my life, along with my son. And I have seen major changes in my daughter-in-law. I now feel like I can call her my daughter-in-law. For a long time, it was my son's wife.
Well, when your love is very powerful. I want to say that. And
beautiful.
You've held your ground in that love and that boundary, and they came around. It's just what I was talking about before. When you hold your vibration in a certain way, people come around. And, and
I
that's
sent
really
so
the
much
truth.
love energy towards them.
That's why they did
because
that,
it
honey.
was killing me.
I know, but that's
I even
why
asked
they
the good
did it.
Lord to take me.
No.
That's how bad it got.
No, sweetheart.
Yeah, it was bad. But the last few months, oh my God, I'm hoping, and I even had another psychic tell me I wished that on a Thursday night, and this was like the next Tuesday. He goes, that prayer that you asked for on Thursday night, he goes, it was heard. And I thought, oh my God, no, not now, you know. So we have to be careful what we wish for. But
you're very powerful.
Everything,
allow your power.
And,
it's a good thing. Your power is a good thing, honey. So look at your love energy and your request, your petition. It was answered. Miracles contain the solution in the miracle. So really, truly, by focusing completely on the outcome with total love, the miracle is granted. It can be created in many different ways. Like this situation where the in-law worked on herself to be open and not be so afraid, so she could come back into your life. And
it was a battle, I'll tell you. I could feel it.
It's a psychic battle.
You know.
I mean, this is, you know, when people are religious and are afraid of spiritual people versus letting people have their own beliefs, that can come up a lot for people, or just how people do things in the world or in their families or in society. Everybody's got their lines of the differences, and you've been hurt in the past by being yourself. And this is now a new thing that's happening where you don't have to be hurt for being yourself. That's other people's feelings. So if anybody projects onto you from here forward, just breathe, release, and think the thought, that's you. Those are your feelings. Those are your beliefs.
Yeah.
And remember that when you're with a narcissist, sweetheart, there is a huge amount of emotional and spiritual imprinting that happens to you.
Yeah.
There's it's like a normal person who's dysfunctional, when they put a thing in your solar plexus, a hook, it's like getting shot with a bullet. With a narcissist, it's like buckshot. Like there are little hooks all over you that you can't even see, like hundreds of them. And you spend years energetically pulling those hooks out of you. And it's a process of detoxing off of them. And, even though I wish I was never in it, can't even think about it, don't come anywhere near me. Still, the damage that was done to you by this person who repeatedly told you what a piece of crap you were over and over again for years, it sticks with you. And it also makes you susceptible to other people that are like them. So you don't only have to love detox off of them, you also have to build up your crust, your outer armor, your protective layers to not allow yourself to be susceptible to others. When I got rid of mine, the first thing that happened, as I was saying on the shows last night, the first thing that happened was a year later, I got involved with somebody who had a horrible, malignant narcissist ex who came right after me. And then just as that was disappearing, I met somebody else who was a, here come the finger quote whoosh, friend. And that started a whole bunch of, they will find you because you smell like their prey. Once you've been victim to one, you have to guard yourself from them forever. And you just have to, you have to put on a suit of armor that empaths, we don't want to put on a suit of armor. We want to just be like loveling sponges and just hug everyone and let everyone love us. I don't want to have to wear armor. I'm pissed that I have to be guarded from people. I don't want to live in a world where I have to guard myself from other human beings. Unfortunately, that's a world that we live in. So the trick when you're an empath is not to let yourself believe that it has anything to do with you.
Right.
You have to understand this is a problem, sweetheart, that is going on outside of your emotional and spiritual periphery. It's not something that you're doing. And understand that you are, because of how empathic you are, because you're opening up to your gifts, that you're going to continue to encounter narcissistic people like this and folks who are filled with negativity, folks who are filled with dark energy, very disturbed people who I like to call the drowning man syndrome, where they're just flailing and drowning, but they'll drown you while you try to help them. All of these folks come to you as soon as they realize that you're a healer. As soon as you hang your shingle out, the short bus pulls up and they all start lining up for you. And it's a bit of a hayride,
How well do I know?
Little bit of an acid trip, and you have to just get used to the fact that that's what being a helper and a healer is. It's lepers in the tens of thousands following Jesus from village to village, saying, "Heal me, heal me, heal me." It's people lining up outside of where Mother Teresa lived. That's what it's like to be a healer.
Well, the thing that's cool about that, Mother Teresa didn't get leprosy from what I know, right?
Yeah.
So
neither did Jesus.
Right. So there you go. So, and there's many, 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 many doctors that do not get any staph infections or any illnesses that work in hospitals. So they build up an immune system, and compassion is the immune system, but it doesn't mean you take shit. Compassion is a neutrality. So I find the best armor is neutrality. Because narcissistic people that are injured and wounded and sucking and are victims and want what you have and all of that, they want your your charge.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're neutral, they're so bored with that, they go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Gray rock is the technique that I was shown.
Yeah, I like
and
gray
it's
rock.
The best.
Gray rock. You know gray rock syndrome, Kathy? It's wonderful.
So gray rock, here's how it rolls. When someone's trying to get a rise out of you with all their stuff, or somebody comes back in your life from the past that's trying to get your energy, gray rock is it's like dull. You're just like, they say whatever they say and you go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or they say, you're always like this and you do that and who do you think you are? And let me yell at you. And you just go, that's interesting. And that's it.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they
That's funny
literally
that you say
stop.
that. Since I came back from my little mini vacation, I got back on the 22nd. I've been doing that, and people are just kind of looking at me because normally I just go ape shit.
Of course, they love that. They eat that for breakfast. They go, it's a buffet of ape shit. Versus, not today. That's another good one.
And you know the thing
Not
about gray
today.
rock is it really works. I just have a client. I have a client that I just have kind of learned to manage her narcissistic boyfriend by literally when he calls every week and just is very abusive. And she said, "What do I do?" And I said, literally everything he says, just say, "Uh-huh." I said, feel yourself shrug. Do the shoulder shrug. "Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure. Yep, I'm sure I do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm." And they don't know what to do because they're just saying the stuff to get you angry. It's all about getting a rise out of you. When they're not getting the rise, you're not giving them any energy. You know, that's what it's about. It's about pulling back your energy. And gray rock syndrome is a wonderful thing to do with narcissists that you can't get out of your life, like, your mother-in-law or your brother or whatever the situation is.
Mm-hmm. You're doing great. That's the second thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Third, fifth, 10th thing. You're doing great.
It's the third, the fifth,
and
the 10th thing. You're doing fantastic,
great.
sweetie. We love you and we appreciate the call. And let us know how you're doing because we want to hear all about it. And we thank you for the call. I'm trying to get a couple more in here.
Hey, thanks for, allowing me to just sit back in the chair.
Yeah,
I need a little back support.
You're the star. I'm the director and you're the star.
Oh my God. Can you manage my life, Sheena?
Yes, I could. Yes. This is why I'm not in a relationship, because I'm a fantastic partner, but I get consumed with loving someone else.
Oh, you're so good.
And then nothing gets done in my own life because I'm like, no. Let me cook everything. No. Let me run everything. You just sit and be the star.
Aries, the natural born givers.
That's why I've dated a lot of musicians, because they like someone else to do everything. Present company excluded. Danielle, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Sheena.
It's great to hear your voice, my friend.
Hi.
You too. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to have you here. Say hello to Angelica, and how may we help you?
Hi, Angelica. I would just appreciate a general or anything that you can pick up.
Okay. Is there an area of your life, sweetheart, where you feel you need more help than another area? That helps us just because we're on the air and there's a time crunch.
Well, right about now, everything's pretty well topsy-turvy for me at this point. Just anything at all you can pick up.
Okay. Well, I got some cool cards for you. Let's start with that. You got the World card.
That would be great.
Archangel Michael. So I love Archangel Michael.
Me too.
And
it's my mama's boy.
One deck is the Archangel Michael deck, but this is the Archangel deck. And you got more Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. And I know that probably doesn't feel like that's what's happening right now, but hold on. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. Now, the universe and nature all has a natural flow and order, and human beings go out of order. And chaos is part of creativity. Sometimes things get all stirred up and all brought up and cleansed out and cleared out, and it looks like mayhem and madness and what the F is happening? And there's, that's what's happening universally right now on this planet.
That sounds pretty accurate.
So it's all this chaos, and in the eye of the storm, right there in the center of your heart, right in the center of your soul, right in the center of your breath, you are as calm and as clear as a beautiful pool of water that has never been touched by humanity. There's a part of you that really is very angelic and very clear and positive and calm, no matter what's happening. Because you're like, well, this is part of life. This is what happens sometimes. The other thing I want to share is you've got this other card. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Your imagination and your intuition are really kind of in the similar spot in the brain, right? So we can visualize things and they come to pass. You know that all this stuff is needed to move out before the next things come in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just looking like it's a what the F moment. I went through that November of last year through March. It was a complete what the F. Chaos everywhere. My town burned down. I lost my home, lost my relationship. Every freaking thing was happening. I was sick, no money, blah, 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 blah. Chaos.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, now it's just getting really rearranged. It's all getting rearranged. Now I'm back in my town. It's all green. My work's flowing again. I'm healing in relationship.
Oh, that's so good.
So you're going to get through this. You're in a storm. It's a little bit of a cosmic shit storm for you. It's for you, though, because what's right behind there, the clouds bursting, lights coming through, and you're going to be like, oh, my God, it's so much better. And I know you know that. Like, you actually already know that. Trust that, no matter what anybody else says, because good things are truly right there.
I do know that. It's just getting there.
Yeah, you do know that. That's why I'm saying you know that.
You get it.
Because some people, they're like, they really don't know that. And when they're calling, they're like, I don't see that. Or they're reaching out. I see that you really do know that. So trust that completely. Lots of deep breathing. And use your voice more. Use your words. Speak up. Share what you want.
Yeah, your throat chakra could use a little strengthening and a little cleansing out. You feel like you're not being heard, and you're not able to speak your voice.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where your seat of your power is actually. You're one of those people that people are like, blah, 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 all around you. And if they shut up for 1 minute, you'd be like, hey, everybody, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole room would go into crickets and be like, what?
And that's the magic of you. But you're still trying to find, sweetheart, the magic of you, right? You don't really get how magic you are.
I've taken, actually, I just took Belle's psychic course because I do know that, I have abilities and stuff, and, I just have a hard time turning them on and off when I like. They just come on and they go off when they like.
Well, but let me say this really quick. And I think it's wonderful that you take courses to strengthen your abilities, and I don't doubt at all that you have abilities, and I can feel them. But strengthening your abilities as a reader and finding out who you really are as a person and coming into your own power and loving and trusting yourself and realizing you have a voice and that you're enough and that you're a magic addition to anyone's life, those can be two different things. Oftentimes, I always say that I knew who I was as an actor when I was 14, but I didn't know who I was as a person till I was like 35. So sometimes we, instead of doing the work on ourselves, we thrust ourselves into our service, into our creative arts, psychic arts, whatever our thing is, our service, and we become fantastic doctors, lawyers. We run animal shelters. We're psychics. We're writers. We're dancers, but we still haven't really done that connection to self. And I think it's because in a lot of ways, like when I look at you, your crown chakra, third eye chakra are in much better shape than your throat and your heart. And it's because you've done a lot more work on your spiritual connection than you've done the work on your connection to yourself. So it's important to grow your spiritual gifts, but at the same time you grow your spiritual gifts, it's important to grow your own place in the human world, that you're finding your place within yourself. Because it's you come to a point in your gifts, no matter what your gifts are, you come to a point where you hit a ceiling with being able to help people until you learn how to strengthen yourself, and then you can push past that and ascend even more. So we love you. We're thinking about you, and you're wonderful. Just make sure you do the work on you too, sweetheart. That's important because you're important, and it's not just about becoming a fantastic psychic, a fantastic light worker. It's also about you becoming the major primary person in your life that you love more than anything, and that you see yourself the way that we see you, with the same amount of beauty.
And that'll help you manage your gifts so that they won't close or open at this haphazard way. You'll actually be able to handle them in a steady stream of openness, and you can ask for things to open and close according to what works for you as a human in your day-to-day life, so you can manage being you. That's the next phase. By you being true to yourself and like Sheena said, working on your own self and connecting with your own self. The gifts start to stabilize, just like all that energy around you that's being cleared for this next awesome thing that's coming, which is you.
It's beautiful, my friend. Okay. We love you. We're going to get Eileen on with us now. We're just moving through the peeps today, aren't we? Bloop, 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 the Skype dance.
Hi,
if you're in the queue and we didn't get you all in today, or we might not be by the end of the show, I'm back from 5 to 7 p.m. tonight on the Sheena Metal Experience doing Lightworkers Unite with my friend Shauna Grace. So stick around, because you could still get a reading today. It ain't over till it's over, my friends. Eileen, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. Thank you, Sheena.
It's wonderful to hear your voice. Say hi to Angelica, and how may we help you?
I just wanted to see what you have for from spirit.
Okay.
From people that have crossed over.
Oh.
I have so many.
Yeah, you do have a lot, don't you? I have almost no one over there. You've got so many. I'm so envious. You've got a big spirit family.
Well, I have a best friend that's a psychic medium also, and she would always say, I have a long line of people that are standing in line to talk.
Yeah, I see them sort of in a semicircle, like they're kind of in a semicircle around you, all just sort of waiting to be picked. But there's
they're
a
like
lot.
picking a card.
Yeah.
They're like, me first. No, me first. No, me first.
That's your mother out front, Eileen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's with you a lot, huh?
Yes. I feel her all the time.
Yeah, she communicates with you all the time. She said that you see her in do you see her in nature? Sometimes she shows herself to you in birds. She said sometimes when you're in the kitchen, birds will come outside the window and or sit on the windowsill, and that's her. She said that sometimes you feel her when you're in the kitchen, and that sometimes you smell her. You smell smells that she loved around your house, even though there's no physical reason why they should be there.
Exactly. In fact, that smell was one of those things that I was like, I wonder if that is a sign.
Oh, yeah.
And, and my best thought is, yes, it is.
Yes,
or
is.
It's some spirit, but I didn't know which one.
Yeah.
It could be the smell of apple pie,
But that's her,
but
right? Kitchen smells,
I've also had the kitchen TV go on in the kitchen suddenly when we were away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought had just talked. My daughter and I had just been talking about her, so that's when we were like, my mom, your grandma's with us.
Absolutely.
Is there anyone that was like a brother to you, or a brother? Because I'm getting brother energy, like a guy friend or someone that's in the age group of a brother.
All my brothers are with me, still alive.
Any friend that was like that age, that's like a soul brother? Because I'm seeing a man that's not older than you, that's your age, that's standing around you.
I'm sorry, I'm going blank without anything else.
Okay. So it could be a guide when I'm picking up on that person. Do you have dreams about some of the people that passed over?
Of my grandmother or my mom.
Oh, that's so good. That means they visit,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And rarely my younger sister. So that's one I was wondering if you'd picked up on.
Sometimes, in the spirit world, they're busy.
Or they come back.
Yeah.
They've come back.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom. Yeah. I'm back on your mom, sweetie. I'm sorry. Your mom.
No, that's fine.
She worries that you hold on to too much. Does that make sense?
Yes.
She feels like you carry sadness, grief, blame, worry, things that she says you should process through and let go quickly, but you're carrying them all. She said you almost never let anything go.
Yep.
And she worries, honey, that that's dragging you down. And she worries
Okay.
that you're not having the life that she always wanted you to have, full of joy and happiness and levity and ascension, because you're holding on to too much and you're letting these things that you should let go literally drag you down, babe.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does.
So
I'll keep working on that.
Keep working on that. Let it go, sweetheart. You're so wonderful and you're so special and you're so amazing, and the universe loves you so much, and all of your folks that have passed and all your folks that have not passed, you are so loved. But there's just a thing in you since you were a little girl, right, where you feel like the whole responsibility of the earth is on your shoulders.
Yes.
And it's
Very
not,
much so.
sweetie. The world will keep spinning, even if you take. My mom used to say, "I used to run the universe, but I gave my gavel back," because she used to feel like she had to be in charge of everything, and she got to a certain age where she said, "I'm not. That's it. Someone else can run the universe. I'm retired." But you don't have to be responsible for everything in the world, sweetie. Everything does not ultimately come down to you.
There's two avenues that are going in and out of you, and one is roadblocked. So you only have the energy coming in. You don't have it going out. There's no out for the sadness or the other people's stuff. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm.
And it's almost like, ask your mom. She's smiling. Yes, please. Ask your mom to help you clear these things.
Mm-hmm.
Ask your mom to lift some of these burdens from you, because now that she's not in the physical form, she doesn't have her stuff as much. She's got plenty of time to help you and to move some of this energy up. But asking for it, say, "Mom, will you please help lift my heart? Will you please help lift this burden from me? Help me let this go. This isn't mine to carry. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's my thing, and I really need to let it go." And she'll just kind of poof it away. I feel like she wants to just take her hand and just kind of go poof, 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 with this funny little sound.
Then, because most things that I do worry about are not my own concern, or just things like you say, they're handling things, and you just still worry about, like your own child or whatever.
Of course.
So I will just continue to keep trying to let things go as I get a little better at it, but I certainly need the reassurance. So I will help reach out with my mom.
Yeah, ask her to take it from you. Say, "Mom, please lift this from me." And you can ask angels, "Please lift this burden from my heart. This is not for me to carry." Because Native American chiefs that I was hanging with for a bit, they were really cool, and they would say things like this: when you take on someone else's burden, you're making more karma for yourself and for them.
Yeah.
Because they have that for a reason. They need that to grow. Don't take it on, because if you take it on, you're creating karma for them. And every nice thing you do for somebody else, you're taking on their karma. So we got to watch our motivation. Are we trying to fix and save people? Or are we really offering something to support them too, so they can grow and do it for themselves?
Yeah.
And with kids, obviously, you do your best to not worry, and you hope that they'll be okay in this world, and you're gonna worry because your energy is always connected to them for forever. However, with your mom and with your spirit friends up there, they can just poof it away for you, because it's a habit. You have it as a habit. You're so used to it that you think you need that in order to care. And when you're taking on the burdens of other people, it's actually a low vibration.
Yeah.
Versus kindness, compassion, joy. When we're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you," it's a low vibe.
Yep. We love you. We thank you for the call, sweetheart. You take care. Let us know how you're doing. That's our show. I think we need to do a web series called Poof It Away.
Poof it away.
Where we just help people, and then at the end we poof it away.
And we disappear.
At the end we disappear.
And then different things come, like
I don't know.
unicorn.
I'm serious. I'm feeling poof it away.
Poof it away.
Poof it away live from the boo.
Well, you wanted a card.
I do. Yes. Let's do a card really quick. Hauntedplayground.com. That's us. LATalkRadio.com. Lightworkersunite.com. That's where you can find past broadcasts. My spiritual practice, I am raising yourvibration.com, and SheenaMetalSpiritual.com, and my nonprofit, raisingthevibration.org, and I am raising thevibration.com. We'll be back at 5 o'clock today during my Sheena Metal Experience show doing another Lightworkers Unite broadcast. It's Psychic Tuesday. If we did not get you on the air, definitely we will try to get you on the air then. If you want to get on the air, 818-437-0886. Text me. That's my cell. Angelica, where can people find you?
AngelicaPerman.com. Angelica Perman at Instagram and Facebook. And the Om Experience is my new website with a friend of mine. And we're launching an online membership site with yoga and sound healing and meditation and all kinds of goodness and spiritual tools in a box called the Om Box. We love you. Have a beautiful day.
Beautiful. Tell me about my card really quick, and then we're...
It basically says you're psychic and you know what to do.
Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Thank you, my friends. We'll see you next time. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio, and you know what happens here. I know you do. Every Tuesday from 12 noon to 2 p.m., it's spiritual, it's psychic, it's healing, it's readings, it's paranormal, it's everything. It's raising your vibration. We're at hauntedplayground.com, latalkradio.com, Lightworkersunite.com. I'll see you next time. I'm Sheena Metal, and I love you.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.